Good morning, guys. All right, so two biggest watches this morning are CHEK and SNES. You can see this one's gapping up about 12 cents, SNES, and I had a really strong day yesterday.
Good morning, guys.
Let me mute my computer. SNES is up from 35.5 cents, so a pretty crazy move in the last day. Check is up, CHEK is up from 413, it's at 517. So I'm actually looking at this one for a potential short. In the morning, it's been riding the VWAP. If it breaks onto the VWAP, maybe look to short it down to 540 or 480, maybe 490. So that's kind of what I'm looking at with this. I'm really going to try to scale in and out of positions today. I think that's something I'm missing. There's nothing wrong with taking a small sizing, and then if it goes in my direction, to add sizing to it, and I think that's something I'm going to try today. Let's see. But yeah, I'll go ahead and add my watch list to the chat this morning. This is my watch list right here. And give me a second, I'll check to make sure some of these are tradable. I'm pretty sure SNES is tradable. I watched a few things in the pre-market or in the power hour yesterday, but I just couldn't find anything I really liked to hold overnight, and so I just didn't end up holding anything. Let's see. Alright, so SNES is tradable, that's good. CHEK is tradable. ADOM is tradable. MU is tradable. BOXL is tradable. WWE, KSS, PRPO is not. That's the first one that's not. MBRV is. USLV. Alright, so everything except for one, which is PRPO. I actually really like PRPO too, so it's kind of a bummer, but I'm basically used to stocks like this not being able to trade. You can see PRPO here, up from 42 cents to 64. So making a really nice move here. So kind of watching PRPO. And yeah, that's my watch list. So a lot of stuff's been tradable. Like I said, I'm going to try to kind of scale in and out of positions today. I think that's kind of something I'm missing. And so going to look to short these like I usually do, but maybe try to scale in within the first 15 minutes and then add if it continues to go in my direction after that. Good morning, Tiny, Mitch, D. Evan. What's up, guys? Let's see if I can find anything else that's really moving. I really don't mind USLV here. You can see it's gapping up from 10 to 10.25. It's a small gap though, but it's up a decent amount in the last few days. It looks like a high float stock is what I'm guessing. CHEK making a drop. I actually like this one for a short, especially under this 475 level. But really under 5 and 475, so that the whole dollar and the 3/4 dollar, 3/4 of a dollar. So that's the point I'm watching with CHEK. SNES, I was actually watching this one going into the close yesterday. I thought about buying it for a swing trade, but I mean, look, like if you look at this one, it is up from 30 cents to $1.58 at its highs. That's just a little bit too extended for me to want to jump in and hold overnight. Really, I've never really had a short swing trade, and so I was kind of looking for shorts. A few I was looking at were, okay. Like I was looking at ADOM, but I think I would have to hold it for a few days instead of just overnight. And, it would have been a nice short. It's down 19 cents from where it closed. And so really I was looking at this one. As I look at it now, it would have been a nice short. But, this thing could easily spike. And, I might have to wait a few days for it to make a full drop. So that's ultimately why I didn't end up jumping in that one. Let me know if you guys see anything else I don't see. There's KSS, which looks pretty strong here. A little bit more expensive of a stock at $70, or around $70, but really nice push here. Looking to short this one as well. But yeah, I was watching SNES's move into the close yesterday. MU moving a lot like it did yesterday. Nice gap, you know, starting to look a little extended, but I'll have to look up the news on this. So let's look up the news on these now to see why these are actually moving today. Good morning, 97 dog. Sonic. What's up, dog? All right, so time to look up the news. All right, so it says CheckCap announces the publication of CE Mark Multicenter clinical study results on C-scan and gut. So apparently Check is a clinical stage medical diagnostics company engaged in the development of C-scan and ingestible. Sorry guys, I can't talk. My voice is kind of cracking a little bit. Engaged in the development of C-scan and ingestible capsule preparation-free colorectal cancer screening. Today announced that the results of its multi-center clinical study that examined C-scan safety and efficiency for polyp detection confirmed by ensuing colonoscopy, which was submitted for capsule CE mark, received in January 2018. Man, whoever writes these are very just long-winded. You know, they're just huge run-on sentences. I guess that's just the... Anyways, has been published in Gut, an official peer-reviewed journal of the British Society of Gastroenterology. All right, so good results for CheckCap. It's just tough to even see where the point, because everything's like a huge run-on sentence. Alright, so yeah, basically the results of its multi-center clinical study has been published in Gut, an official peer-reviewed journal. Basically, that's what's going on with it. I had to kind of, just, you know, I had to kind of look at it from a different perspective. Alright, SNES. So that's pretty good news with Check. I wouldn't say it's awesome news. I mean, it's great news, but I wouldn't say it's like a super catalyst or anything like that. It looks like SNES had some news come out yesterday before the close. It says California Department of Pesticide Regulation has proposed to register Syntex Contrapest for sale and use in California. So basically, SNES may get approved in California. It looks like that's kind of what pushed this thing up yesterday. Still, it's all speculative in my opinion, so we'll see. Watching SNES regardless. KSS right here. Alright, it sounds like, so KSS is cold, and it sounds like it is up after good first quarter results. And the first quarter results beat the street expectations. And so that's ultimately why KSS is up. Next one I'm looking at is MU. A lot of people changing their price targets for MU. Alright, it says Micron shares are up 6.8% as some analysts root for $10 billion share buyback. Micron, which is MU, they increased 6.8 in pre-market. As analysts weighed in on the news, the company is planning at $10 billion share buyback. All right, so that's pretty good news, a $10 bill buyback for MU. And we'll see what happens. We'll see if it actually gets it. Basically, they held an upbeat and, you know, analyst day that performed well. Had a lot of people there. where management highlighted the market trends that are expected to drive continued demand and memory density growth across a wide array of market applications. So yeah, pretty good news for MU. We'll see. It's still a little short bias with it, up a little bit too much for me to go long with it. All right, so the next one I'm looking at is BOXL. I mean, I don't have super high hopes for this one. Just because the volume, it looked like a good short yesterday. I wish I would have seen it. But the volume's just not really there anymore. All right, so Boxlight signs exclusive partnership with Multi-Touch Interactives. It said Monday it signed a agreement with Multi-Touch and International Software Development Co. to create the next gen of interactive educational activities for large format, horizontal, and vertical classroom-based touchscreens. So that's pretty good news for BOXL. This came out yesterday morning, and that's ultimately what made this thing gap up. But it's almost back down to normal, so we'll watch it and see. Maybe if it gets a rebound here. It gapped all the way up to 968 and then dropped all the way back down to 750s. And so we'll see. Next one I'm watching that I was watching yesterday actually is WWE, gapping up in pre-market. Give me a second. All right, so apparently WWE has reported a $1 billion deal with Fox. Shares of WWE climbed 12% Monday following a report that the entertainment giant has snagged a 5-year TV deal with Fox worth more than $1 billion. So that's the good news for WWE. You can see it's up a ton. But yeah, that's pretty good news for it. So that's a real catalyst, I'd say. Next one I'm looking at is PRPO. You can see this one's gapping up some, up from about 42 to 61. All right, so it looks like PRPO is up from good Q1 results. Man, my voice is going out. I don't know what it is. Sales of its pathology services in the month of April, indicating anticipated sequential double-digit quarterly sales growth. Let's see. Number of cases per day, total case volume. Sorry, I'm kind of reading some of this. So yeah, good Q1 results, I guess, for PRPO. It's a little bit different than that, but it's NBRV, one of the last ones before USLV. And yeah, NBRV had a nice gap yesterday. This is the one I traded yesterday. You can see this huge gap and then just this initial washout. This is the one that hurt me yesterday. I really don't feel bad. A lot of other people kind of got stung with this one too, especially when it hit this 540 level. And so no worries, but this thing just kept on dropping, gapped up a ton, and then just broke the low of the day before. So interesting. And that last one is USLV. I kind of like this one. You can see it's gapping up. It's at 1021 now. Looks somewhat interesting. No news out on USLV, so we'll see what this thing can do. And huge drop on KSS on Kohl's. Look at this drop. Wow, down to 66.80. Crazy drop on Kohl's. Well, I was short buys with it. All right, what's up? Sorry, I'm checking back on the chat. Whoa, look at that drop on Kohl's on KSS. Something had to come out with this one. Something had to come out. Let me see if I can figure out what's going on. This thing just filled the entire gap before the open. Crazy. Something had to come out for this one. Let me see. Yeah, I don't know. Interesting. All right, what's up, dog? Dollar Trader. So Dollar Trader, kind of what I'm trying to do is anywhere between 100 and 250 shares is what I'll be using. I may try to scale into my positions, but I'm going to be using a little bit larger share size. But yeah, like I said, I might try to scale into positions, like say for instance, buy like 75 shares and then add another 75 shares. And so I might try to go that route, but we'll see. I'm just trying to have patience. Good morning, El Gringo, Dollar Trader, Jay, TGA. Yeah, I kind of like TGA. Yeah, you know, not too bad. I like it over this 284 level. It's been riding the VWAP, and so it's still kind of riding it. So, but man, look at this pullback on Kohl's. Crazy move. I'll try to do that next time, Taylor. That's a good idea. I don't know if I'll break it down by long or short. I may just break it down by gapping up and gapping down, but a majority, I guess I can break it down by long or short. Man, look at Kohl's here, dropping under the low of yesterday. Wow. I wonder what's causing this. I gotta look up the news for this one, but man, look at this crazy drop on Kohl's. Good morning, Mr. Eric Wade, Taylor, 7. Sean, Power Zone. Flan. What's up, Flan? BB. Alright, so. Man, I'm just shocked at this Kohl's, man. Look at Kohl's move. Who knew this thing would just wash out like this? I feel bad for anybody that's holding this thing in pre-market going long, because that is just a brutal, brutal drop from 70 down to 64.36. Worried it may get halted here. Just crazy drop. Yeah, a large majority of stocks are tradable except for PRPO. PRPO is the only one on my watch list that I can't trade. But man, crazy drop, guys. Let's see what it does here. It's a little concerning, I'd say. See if it holds over the $65 level. That's kind of the biggest resistance it has right here. But yeah, I just feel bad for anybody holding this thing in pre-market, because I'm sure they didn't expect that. It's brutal. Good morning, the best. Yeah, I'm trying to look it up now to see what happened with Kohl's, with KSS. Who knows, man? This thing just tanked quick, too. Yeah, I'll have to look at stock twits, I guess. See if anybody says why. I mean, I'm assuming either somebody took some huge sizing. You know, either somebody took some huge sizing and it just kind of started a squeeze, got all the longs out, or it had some bad news that came out. I don't know which. I can't really find any news on it, but it's one of those. Like I said, either somebody used some really big sizing, or, you know, or it had some bad news that comes out. Also, LOW. This one looks interesting as well. Gapping up, riding the VWAP. We'll see what this does. I mean, my biggest watches are these two, CHEK and SNES here. Watching these for potential shorts or longs, really. Also watching ADOM. But I'm trying to figure out what's going on with KSS. Yeah, everybody's confused and mad at Kohl's right now on Stock Twits. Everybody's confused. I am too. I don't really understand why this thing dropped. I mean, I'm not holding this thing. I would never hold that thing in pre-market, but just sketchy. All right, look, there's also SGOC here. I'm just now looking at. I doubt I can trade it. It looks like a very low float stock, but it's gapping up some here. You can see SGOC. No, it's not tradable. I figured it wouldn't be, but I'm watching it regardless. PLAB is gapping up some. Alright, so I can trade this one. Let's look at PLAB. I just kind of caught this one. PLAB. Alright, so it says photo. Wait, let's see. It's Photronics fiscal Q2 results. Top estimates guides Q3 EPS above street expectations. So good Q2 results for PLAB. It's a good results play. But man, there's Kohl's just tanking. So I don't know if somebody used huge sizing or what and just took a massive position here with KSS. I don't know what happened with it, but man, that's brutal. Earnings. Appreciated cents. Tesla. Here, give me a second. Let me look it up. I mean, yesterday was break even. Today it's actually gapping up some. Today it's gapping up about $2.50, just about. And I mean, it's break even yesterday. So yeah, in the last since Friday, it's up, you know, $8 or so. Yeah, Joshua, I've actually had a Mitch in this chat room told me about that. I went to their website and like it kept freezing, and so I don't know how much. I mean, I'll look at it. I just don't know. I don't know where to get information on it. I've heard about it. What are the commissions like on there, Josh? LBYD champion. LBY gapping down. Low volume. It looks like it's probably not tradable. It looks like a high float stock. Yeah, can't trade it. I don't know why it's moving. I'll try to look it up and see. But yeah, CME Group. I've heard about CME Group. It's another offshore broker, kind of like SureTrader. I've heard about it. I went to their website. There's just not that much. I mean, it's hard to find information on there, if that makes sense. Try to look up LBY for you. All right, they halted a dividend. LBY, it says glass tableware maker Libby halts dividend, shares down 5%. BLNK, what's up, Missouri Prepper? I haven't seen you in a while, man. BLNK. Whoa. BLNK making a move here. From 7 to 8. Big move. Yeah, appreciate that, Missouri. I missed this one. Nice. New. Consumer Reports said that Model 3 has worse braking than a Ford F-150. Another person died because of a Tesla yesterday, too. Yeah, I'll check it out, Mitch. I mean, I want good trade execution. I tried to find some videos about it online, and I just couldn't find anything. What's up, Tina? Welcome. Appreciate the sub. I see you're the last person that subbed, so appreciate it, Tina. Yeah, I'm definitely looking at BLNK, Gary. Look at BLNK move from closing at 709. It's at 801 now, so gapping up $1. But yeah, we'll see. We get not too bad morning. Got some decent action here. What's up, Ant? Good morning, man. Oh man. All right, so yeah, I mean, I'm still kind of confused. I guess everyone said that Kohl's had bad earnings, but look at this drop. This thing was gapping up a ton. Kind of one of the biggest swings I've seen in a pre-market session. Look at this thing from 70 down to 63. Gapped up from about 65 to 70 down to 63. So a crazy swing. Mine hasn't been too bad, Ant. But yeah, I'm watching BLNK now. Let's see why BLNK is moving. A leading electric vehicle charging station owner, operator, and provider announced the company has crossed an important growth milestone as its cloud-based Blink network reached more than 125,000 members, growing from 88,000 since early 2017, resulting in growth of over 42%. So yeah, a press release out for BLNK. I mean, I wouldn't say it's an extremely strong catalyst. I mean, it's a milestone that was hit, but I wouldn't say it's extremely strong. And so watching this one, don't really know how I feel about it. I could go either way with BLNK, either long or short. And so I'll just try to watch it and react to what I see. Looking at the daily chart, this thing, it seems like it's getting pumped up, but I mean, it has had news stories that follow it. You'd see it was at 17 cents. July of last year, it was at 17 cents. Went up to 15 in January, back down to $1 in April, and then back up to 8 something in May. And so yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just don't know how I feel about it. It just seems like it's getting pumped up. For a stock to go from 13 or 30 cents or wherever it was up to 15, back down to $1.50, and then back up to 8, it just seems like it's getting pumped up, Who knows though? CHEK starting to push up some here. It's sitting at 520. Keep an eye on that. CNET. Yeah, CNET doesn't look too bad. Need some more volume though. This one used to be tradable on TradeNet. Let's see if they took it off. They did. Aggravating, man. I mean, at least they add stocks that are moving, but I wish they would just never take them. If they add a stock, what's the point of taking it off? You might as well just let people trade if it's added on here. Why take the time to take it off here? Look, here's BLNK flagging a little bit here, trying to tap and break that 810 high of pre-market. up to 809. All right, so Josh was giving me some info on that new broker. If you trade more than 100 times per month, $2.95 per trade. Now you can trade equities as low as $2.95 US per trade. The more you trade, the lower prices can go. 100 trades a month, and you get our lowest rates. We reward loyalty not only with quality. $2.95 or 7 cents a share. 7 cents a share isn't bad. Yeah, but I mean, I just don't know if I trade that much a month, man. Like, I usually only trade maybe once or twice a day. And so, you know, that's 5 or 10 times a week. I don't know if I want to trade 5 or 6 times a day. That's not really what I want to do. Not until I get better, unless I start learning how to scale in and out of positions. I just don't know if I want to trade that much. But I'll check them out. I mean, I'm curious. Yeah, I don't know why, James. Very interesting. Why Coles just had this massive drop. Just a crazy drop, you know. Just like I said, it's either bad news has come out for this one. Maybe somebody just dumped their position, but it must have been a massive position to make the stock react like this. I mean, I don't think KSS has a necessarily low float. I don't think it has a small float necessarily. Let me look it up. Curious about what the float is for that stock to drop like that. I mean, somebody could have dumped their big position. Like if they had a big position and dumped it, it might have squeezed the rest of the longs out, but who knows? I'm trying to see what the float is for KSS. I'm sure it's big. Kohl's is a pretty big company. Public float is 166.55 million. So, I mean, it's not a huge float, but it's not a small float either. It's kind of the middle range. It's definitely not a small float, but it's not like a ridiculously huge float either. AQMS. I kind of like AQMS here. Kind of. I mean, you know, I can't trade cup and handle. I mean, I've traded cup and handles before. They're not really my specialty though, but it looks like one. But yeah, like I said, sorry, my wife was asking me a question. AQMS looks okay. Kind of looks like a cup and handle on the daily chart, but we'll see. I don't think I could trade it though. No, they took it off. It used to be tradable. I remember I used to be able to trade this one. Kind of looking at BOXL. Moving some and pre-market. Watching this 750 level. If it breaks under there, maybe consider a short under this low at 726. ADOM. I almost shorted this one just because it's up so much in the last 2 days. But kind of looking at this one for a short. It's the especially if it starts to wash at the open. Yeah, I'm definitely watching PRPO. AKER bounce. Man, look at that bounce. Man, that's sketchy. Somebody took a massive position to make that bounce too. Look, all the way down to 40 cents, back up to 60. Crazy bounce, man. You know, that is a ridiculous bounce. It's a 33% drop, you know, and then it bounces back, which was a 50% bounce back. Man. Interesting. All right, guys, market opens up at about 2.5 minutes, or a minute and a half, I should say. Sorry. Watching SNES, ADOM here. PRPO, I'm definitely watching PRPO, although I can't trade it on TradeNet. Keeping an eye on BLNK as well. Watching a few other ones. Yeah, I feel bad for him too, PK. That's a rough drop, man. Watching USLV, NBRV. So, got a few watches, things to watch today. Still going to take it slow. Maybe try to trade, maybe try to scale in and out of more positions today. It's kind of the route I'm trying to take is scaling. SNES pushing up some. It's at 152 now, breaking over the $0.50. KSS. All right, market's opening up in 20 seconds, guys. Yeah, KSS broke under that closing price, and now it's holding it as resistance. We'll see. I don't know if it'll fill the gap. I mean, I don't know what's going on with it. All right, market's opening up in 5 seconds, guys. Good luck, everyone. What's up, Rice? All right, there's the bell. BLNK, ADOM starting to drop. Gonna keep an eye on them. SNES starting to push up, testing 158, which is the high of pre-market. CHEK bouncing off of 5. BLNK. There goes SNES and and CHEK. Really nice move here on both of those. Trying to add the VWAP on these main charts. There we go. Alright, so big move on SNES. You can see it's at 164 now. BLNK breaking under the VWAP here. Same thing with CHEK. This is kind of what I go for with these positions. Starting to wash at 483. Watching WWE, BOXL as well. But man, look at SNES making a move here up to 172. Pushing up really strong here. Watching ADOM here, it looks interesting under 150. Trying to let everything kind of calm down some before I jump into anything. BLNK pushing back up, testing the VWAP here in the $0.75 at 775. It's at 780 now. Testing the VWAP. KSS is rebounding some. Maybe it is filling that gap, going back up. Who knows? I'm definitely not messing with KSS right now. It's just a little too sketchy for me. All right, so BLNK testing the VWAP again. SNES up to 170. All right, so here goes BLNK. I'm watching for a washout long over the 790 level. SNES still pushing pretty strong here. Nice move, a lot of green candles here. Let's see, WWE is up. Trying to push it up here. Alright, so here's the first red candle so far on SNES. BLNK getting really close to breaking that 790 high. So kind of watching it for a washout long. CHEK pushing back up to test 5. SNES, man, look at this move up to 180. ADOM looks like a good short. Let's see. I'm going to jump in with 75 shares of ADOM and look to add if it continues dropping in my direction. And if it doesn't, I can just get out for a small loss. All right, CHEK testing that low again. Big pullback on SNES here. CHEK, I'm keeping an eye on it. It looks a little choppy though today. Look at this big pullback on SNES here. Alright, so like I said, I was looking to add on ADOM if it starts to, if it pulls back some, but it just keeps dropping. Not really any place to add. I was waiting. I guess I could have added right here. But right now I just have a tiny position with 75 shares. All right, there's the bounce. All right, so there's another 75 shares I believe I added here. No. Oh, I don't know why it didn't fill me there, man. All right, so there's 150 is what I'm in with ADOM here. Obviously looking for a bigger drop with ADOM. WWE starting to wash some. BOXL falling. Kind of watching BOXL under this 750 level. I mean, if it breaks under there, it looks interesting. Gonna try to give it some time here. But man, WWE is starting to tank here. If you look at WWE, down to 57.60. SMRT Ant. It looks interesting here. Want to see some more volume though. Volume's really, really low, so only thing I don't like about it. BLNK still testing that low here. Alright, so here's my kind of setup that I tried. I tried adding on the pullback with ADOM. We'll see if we can crack that low here and continue to fall. See if we can crack under that low of the day. Alright, so there's BLNK cracking under the low here as well. Hey, even's good though, welcome. If you got out even, good job, man. Much rather get out even than down, you know. Alright, there goes ADOM testing that low. We'll see if we can crack under it here. Getting awfully close. What CHEK end up doing? CHEK is bouncing back some. It's at 495 now. There we go. There's another drop in ADOM. It's down to 140. Appreciate the sub, Win. Appreciate it, man. Welcome. Appreciate the sub, Bri. Appreciate it, man. Welcome, guys. Yeah, I day trade live every weekday morning. We'll see how ADOM's doing here. It's down to 41 cents. Looking for it to continue dropping here, obviously. KSS still cracking, man. I got to figure out what's going on with that one. Really interesting what it's doing here. See if I can find anything on KSS. Nice drop. I'm going to go ahead and get out here for a 975 gain. I'll take it. So yeah, I'm actually happy with that trade. I scaled into it, and that's ultimately what I have to learn how to do. So I scaled into that position. You can see I got in here, rode this down on the bounce right here. I ended up adding to my position, so I got into with 150 shares and wrote it down really nicely. Shout out to Mitch for suggesting that strategy. I appreciate it, Mitch. Mitch is kind of the one that reminded me that is a plausible strategy. So definitely happy with it. I'll take it. Not too bad here. Still looking. Nice, Chad. TSU. There goes CHEK breaking under these lows at 480. Also kind of keeping an eye on NBRV here. That sucks, Ant. Alright, so SNES here, guys, breaking over those highs here. Alright, so CHEK. Let's see if that previous support turns into resistance here. Yeah, appreciate it, guys. Russie. What do you mean, Russie? This is me day trading on TradeNet with small sizing. A little bit bigger sizing than I'm used to. I maybe should have used a little bit bigger shear size, but I still got out with a net profit on ADM, so I'll take it. Really, I'm just trying to kind of practice that setup. Like a lot of times when a stock breaks the low of the day, it will bounce. And so adding on the bounce after the first pull back up, I think it's a good plausible strategy. And so hopefully I can kind of learn how to tweak that a little bit and make it work for me. But yeah, I got out pretty right around the low here. Regardless of how much I made on this trade, I still think it was a good trade. Got in right here at 47 or 48 cents. Added on this push back up at 147. Got out at 137. So almost right around this low right here. So I'll take it. Not a bad trade for me. BLNK. Yeah, BLNK, I was really watching it. This is kind of exactly what I look for with an overextended short. I was too busy paying attention to ADOM, one of the stocks I was holding. But this is why I love shorting these overextended stocks. You know, I was listening to, I don't know if you all have ever heard of Chat with Traders, the podcast, really good trading podcast. He interviews profitable traders, and you know, it's just a really good podcast. I'm not affiliated with them whatsoever. I don't even know them or anything. I just like that podcast, Chat with Traders. And the most recent one is a really good example of kind of what I try to do here. And I'm not saying even nothing to do with my trades, but they talk about how there's 3 stages in trading. There's the consistency stage, there's the sizing stage, and then there's the professional stage. Okay, most traders misinterpret what stage they're actually in, and so this is what this podcast was saying, and that most traders think they're in the sizing stage when really they haven't actually found that consistency. And so you want to find consistency first using very small sizing, and then once you definitely have consistency over a large sample size, then you want to increase your sizing. But until then, you have to find that consistency first. But yeah, go check it out. Chat with Traders. It's the most recent podcast on YouTube. Really good podcast. Really good. I think it's called How to Become a 7-Figure Day Trader. Really good podcast. All right, so BLNK bouncing back a little bit. Yeah, see, I got out right around the low right here, so I'll take it. You know, I got out right here at 137, right here. So almost at this low. What I ultimately saw with ADOM was I saw a really big push. Like if you look at ADOM in the last few days, the reason I wanted to short it, it's up from 58 cents on Thursday. On Thursday, this thing was at 58 cents, or right around 60 cents. In the last 2 days after that, it went up to almost $2, and then it was actually down in pre-market. And so usually when I see a stock that's up that much, and then it starts to gap down in pre-market, that's when I usually like to short it, and that's kind of my trade idea with that one. That's why I ultimately jumped in it. BLNK starting to bounce back. I'd preferably like to see it hold some resistance at 750. GBNK. Yeah, it's a really good podcast. I literally felt like he was talking to me when I was watching it. I mean, I know he wasn't, but yeah, GBNK starting to run up. But I could just relate to a lot to what the guy was saying on it. Yeah, like the whole 3 stages thing, like, you know, the first stage is consistency. That's what you ultimately need to work on first, and that a lot of traders misinterpret what stage of trading they're actually in, and so they try to use big sizing before they actually have consistency, and then they don't understand why, you know, why they keep losing their entire accounts is because they don't have the consistency down first. And so you got to have that consistency first, and then you can move on to bigger sizing. But until then, you know, you got to stick with it, have some consistency first. PRPO looking weak. Yeah, PRPO does look weak here. The only reason I'm kind of skeptical of getting in, it may bounce at 50 cents. But I mean, a 5 cent move is a big move for this stock, so I'm just worried it may bounce at 50 cents here. And KSS continues to break lows here. Look at KSS breaking under the low here. See how it acts at 62. Tanya here. I'll try to look it up. Hold on. Just give me 1 second. I'll look it up for you. MBOT breaking over $1 here. Looks good. Trying to crack over 101, which is the pre-market high right here. MBOT. PRPO cracking under that low of the day there. It's at 53 cents now. Like I said, I'm a little worried it may bounce off of the $0.50 at 50 cents. PLAB outsiders. Yeah, PLAB under 950. A lot of support there. I like that idea, outsiders. Consistency, Ronald, is nice, Mitch. Congrats, man. Good trade, bro. Consistency is continuing to have profits, like showing that you are consistent in your trades, meaning that you can continue to show profits. Not one day you have a really big green day and then the next day you have a really big red day. Just consistent profits. Like, of course, no trader is going to have profits every single day, but a majority of the time you're profitable. That's consistency. And so you have to be profitable before you up in sizing, if that makes sense. MBOT breaking over the high pre-market. Here, I'll look up the Chat with Traders episode. Like I said, I have no relation to this whatsoever. With this stream, I don't know the guy that runs this channel or anything like that. Never talked to him ever, and so I have no affiliation with them whatsoever. I just think it's a cool podcast. The name of it is Formula Become a 7-Figure Day Trader by Mike Bellafiore. All right, so there goes Plab trying to break under 950. If you go to Chat with Traders, it should be the first one you see. It was published 5 days ago. All right, so there goes PLAB breaking under that low here. We'll see if that previous support turns into resistance. The only thing I don't like about PLAB is this spread. You can see how spready it is. It's a 10-cent spread. It never really gets any better than 10 cents. And so for that reason, I'm a little bit more skeptical of it, just because it's going to be tough to get better profits with a 10-cent spread when a stock. I mean, it's moving a lot, but like I said, it's just going to be tough to maintain profits with a 10-cent spread like that. Oh yeah, MR. It's a really good podcast, man. Just really valuable information. Like I said, I literally thought he was talking to me because it just made so much sense with kind of like the journey I've had as a trader. The whole thing about there's 3 different phases of trading. The first one is consistency. You want to find consistency first. Then once you have that over a large sample, not just a small sample, over a large sample, once you have consistency there, then you up your sizing, and then from there, it's just about, rinsing and repeating what works for you. He also goes into depth about, your core as a trader. You kind of want to find your niche as a trader. You trade, figure out what works for you, and after a while, you'll kind of gravitate towards your own niche in trading. Obviously, mine is shorting. More specifically, is shorting overextended stocks is kind of my niche in trading. I've known that for a while now. But everybody has to find their niche. You got to figure out what works for you as a trader, what doesn't work. You need to throw away what doesn't work and focus on solely what works for your personality as a trader. CDTI, man, I'm missing it. Whoa. Man, look at CDTI here. I mean, I doubt I can trade it, but man, look at this move. Yeah, I can't trade it, but man. Crazy move on this one today. Yeah, me too for sure, MR. Yeah, you got to find your own niche as a trader. You got to figure out what works for you. You can't just copy other people. I mean, obviously, you're going to get ideas from other people, but if you just try to copy others, it's never going to work. You got to figure out what works for you, what statistically you show the best results with, you know. GSM. GSM starting to tank. It's got a gap to fill if it can get under 12, but I don't know if it can. Maybe looks good from 12.19 down to 12 for a little scalp there, but we'll see. But yeah, I'm definitely going to start focusing on scaling in and out of positions a little bit more. I like the idea of scaling, taking a small share size, and then adding to it once it breaks support and resistance I'm looking for, you know. Yeah, he did. He did one way back. I think it was on like episode 20 something. Yeah, no problem, James. Really good. It's like I said, I know I've said it over and over again, but I literally felt like he was talking to me, you know, just because I could relate to it so much. And so really good podcast. Like I said, I have zero affiliation with Chat with Traders. I don't know the guy that runs it. I've just been listening to him for a few years, but really good podcast. ATIS. Yeah, look at ATIS here starting to spike. It's a cheap penny stock, but it's up to 63 cents now. It's been riding the VWAP after it crossed over it. Yeah, it's not tradable, but making a nice move here. KSS starting to bounce some. See if it bounces off of the VWAP here. I mean, I like doing both, Mitch. I don't use big enough sizing to necessarily scale out of a position. I just like the idea of adding to a position that, like, for instance, I got into, what was it, ADOM here, and I added to it around 50 cents, and if it would have broken 50 cents right here, I could have just bailed out of the trade because the VWAP and the $0.50 are both right there, and so if it breaks that, you know, that's kind of my cue to get out of the trade. But one thing I've noticed is that a lot of times, and this has happened a ton, every time I see this, so like a stock breaks the low of the day right here, a lot of the time it bounces back. You know what I mean? When it bounces back, if you add to it, you'll have a better average when it's going down. And so that's kind of what I was thinking, and bigger sizing. Like I said, I know it's somewhat averaging down. And so, for instance, like if I have just a bad losing trade that immediately goes against me, that's one thing. I'm never going to average down with that one. But if I have a stock that I'm already green on and it has a small pullback, I don't mind adding there and scaling into it there. But for instance, like if a stock completely goes against me from the get-go, I'm never going to add to it. I'm just going to bail out. You know what I mean? I want to see some confirmation in my trade first. And so like you see a pullback on a stock that drops like that, most of the time it's going to continue dropping. And so I like adding to it there, getting a better average, taking some larger sizing. Uh, Tiny, it's called, or Salty, or 7, sorry. So many S's here. It's called Chat with Traders. But yeah, I'm actually pretty proud of this ADOM trade. I mean, I got out right around this low. I got out at 137, and so I got out 2 cents away from this low right here. And so I'm actually proud of that trade. Took a pretty big majority of this move down, and so I'm proud of that one. I'll take it. I think it was a good trade. USLV here, cracking under these lows after gapping up, starting to wash. Appreciate the sub, Lex. Welcome, man. Appreciate it. But yeah, USLV gapping up some, starting to fall here, breaking under the lows. Oh yeah, Chat with Trader has a few hundred podcasts, I believe. USLV, keeping an eye on that one. Watching WWE still. KSS bouncing off of 62. What did SNES end up doing? MBOT didn't end up going anywhere. SNES keeps bouncing off the VWAP here. You can see it bounced off of here multiple times. And so if it breaks under the VWAP, maybe a good short. Gonna watch it though. Later, Mitch. Appreciate you watching, man. I'll see you tomorrow, hopefully. AKER. 7's golden stock. Uh-oh. Oh, 7 was talking about this one this morning, I think. But, man, look at this bounce. Oof. It's just a gross drop. Sketchy drop. Very sketchy for this stock to go from... Look at this. I mean, this thing was just stopping out longs, man. This thing goes down to 40 cents. Backs immediately right back up to where it was. Just a quick drop, huge drop, and then it bounces right back to almost like even to where it was. So kind of sketchy. Very strange. PLAB here, starting to try to crack onto this low at 950. Like I said though, the spread's a little bit too serious with PLAB. It's a 5-cent spread stock. And so I don't know how much I trust it. Alright, so yeah, PLAB is at 940 now. Kind of looks interesting. The only thing stopping me from getting into it is the spread. We'll see. I'm watching SNES here closely to see if it bounces off of the VWAP right here. If it finally cracks under this VWAP, I might consider it for a short. I don't know. We'll see. Still watching KSS to see what it can do here. Alright, starting to drop. It's at 940. Keeping an eye on it. I don't know how I really feel about it. We'll see. Yeah, 7's 2 golden stocks. I know 7 well enough. His 2 golden stocks are AKER and BPMX. Those are 7's bread and butter, man. He loves those stocks. I think 7 would marry those stocks if he could, PLAB down to 940. We'll keep watching it. Still watching SNES here to see if it continues to bounce off of the VWAP. It's been bouncing off of it over and over again. ATIS, Amy. Yeah, I was watching ATIS. It's pulling back now. A lot of support at 60 cents. VXRT. Yeah, look at VXRT. Really crazy move here. It's tradable on TradeNet as well. I mean, the problem is, I just don't like getting into stocks like this. Like, it's just the risk of it crashing after I get in are too much. You know, we'll see if it holds the VWAP, but, you know, the risk of it dropping like it's doing now and me being down immediately 30 or 40 cents is just too risky. PLAB ended up cracking under that 950 level and dropping big. PLAB, look at PLAB up to 925 now. The spread is just keeping me from getting in this one. Picture perfect example of what I look for with an overextended short. It's just the spread is just too much. It's a 5-cent spread. Oh yeah, VXRT looks very, very much like a pump. We'll see if it bounces off the VWAP. That's kind of what I'm looking for with this one. Alright, but the market's kind of slowing down some now. I'll probably end up closing the stream down now, guys. 7, I was just messing with you, man, so you know I was just messing with you. I hope you, I know you've been probably making some money off of those two. Alright, look, VXRT bouncing off the VWAP continues to push up here. It's at 625. A lot of upwicks and downwicks. Just too sketchy for me to really want to jump in this one. But yeah, guys, I'm probably going to close the stream down now. Not a bad day. Gonna still watch SNES here, see if it cracks under the VWAP. It continues to try to bounce there. So I had one profitable trade today, not too bad. I'll still try to use a little bit larger sizing tomorrow. That's the only thing I wish I would have done. Is I was trying to get used to scaling in and out of those positions, and so you know, tomorrow I'll try to do it with a little bit bigger sizing if I find one that I like. But yeah, guys, if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. And I day trade live every weekday morning starting at 8:45 a.m. market time. I stream until about 10:15 market time or 10:15 market time as well. And so hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. It does help support us. I appreciate any support we can get. Also, if you haven't already, click the like button right now on this video. It definitely helps support us as well. So if you could click the like button, I really appreciate it, guys. Everyone click it right now if you can. And yeah, guys, good luck for the rest of the day. I'm still going to look for swing trades in Power Hour. Hopefully, I'll be able to find a few. I may do a Power Hour stream. I don't know yet. I'll think about it. But as I say that, SNES is breaking under the VWAP at 170. It's at 164 now. Going to watch it to see if it bounces at 160. Big pullback for VXRT. We'll see what that one does as well. But yeah, guys, nice, Mitch. Good trade, bro. But yeah, guys, everyone have a good day. I'll see you all tomorrow. Thanks for watching, guys, and good luck.